Good evening. I'd like to call the May 20th Planning Board to order. It's 7 p.m. We have, prior to the meeting started, we had a site walk for Ken Horne D&D Auto Sales at 1568 Goodwin Mills Road. The members of the board, Tammy, Glenn, were there. We're going to start the evening with a public hearing for the same applicant, Ken Horne, D&D Auto Sales. Ken, could you give us a brief overview of the project, what you're proposing to do, what's it about?
Basically, want to be able to put used cars there to resell and to do repair and service. I'm already a sticker licensed garage. I'd like to be able to buy cars that have been in an accident, but it seems like you guys are against that, so.
Yeah, that's actually not zoned for that in that site.
What?
You're not zoned for it. It's
Well-
not that we're against it. Waterboro is not zoned for that in that location.
In the village.
My argument would be that it's the same thing. If I went to somebody in the main drag and they had owned a car and they got in a fender bender and they got a damaged fender and a blown airbag, I could go buy that car, bring it to the shop, fix it, and put it out for sale. The only difference is that I want to buy a car that the insurance company has been involved with. Same damage, let's say, but I need that license to be able to buy it and to resell it. Whereas if I buy it off the side of the road, I don't need the license. I see no difference. It's a used car. I'm not talking about glass, junk metal, any of that stuff. But I'll leave it up to the bettors to know what to do, I guess.
All right. At this point, I'd like to open it up to. I'm sorry, Lee J was from Southern Maine Planning was also at the site walk with us. I'm sorry about that. Is anybody from the public here that'd like to speak about this? Okay. And at 7:04, I will close the public hearing for Ken Horne. We have 2 appointments tonight, and then we have old business with Ken Horne. First up is Anthony and Kimberly Wolfinger, map 9, lot 21-5, in the agriculture residential zone, conditional use for home business named Sanford Radiator. I'm assuming that's you?
Yep. Well, basically, I'm Tony Wolfinger. This is my wife, Kim. We have automobile repair in Sanford at this time. We specialize in radiator and cooling systems, air conditioning, and that kind of thing. We wish to bring it home to West Road in Waterboro. We've been doing a systematic downsizing of the business for the last approximately 7 years. So we've gone from 13 employees down to just 3 of us now. And part of this whole process was to eventually build a smaller shop and move somewhere not in such a big shop. In other words, I don't want to work that hard. I don't need that much money anymore. But anyway, the idea is that then all of a sudden we come up with the idea, why not just move it home instead of buying another piece of land somewhere else. So we already own land on West Road, and we currently run a small farm business there. But that's what we want to do in a nutshell, and I do want to keep it small. Part of this downsizing was to eventually get out of the general auto repair business. It's not that I won't do a brake job here and there, but I don't want to concentrate on that because my cooling system business was what I really intended to do when I originally became self-employed. So when you build your business and then that general auto repair business kind of just came along and grew and grew and grew, took me out of the radiator room where I enjoy working and took me into the office. So realizing that I never really dreamed about being an office manager. I'm supposed to have a torch in my hand. I enjoy welding and fixing things like that. So anyway, we're downsizing the auto repair part of it, and we'd like to bring our radiator shop home.
Okay. In the AR, it's a conditional use for that application.
Are we good there? All right.
And you've reviewed it, Glenn, for parking, adequate parking for employees?
Yeah, he meets the parking requirements.
Okay.
Actually, the whole proposed application meets the ordinances of the town of Waterboro.
Another question I got is, does that lot have to be, where it's not auto sales, does that lot have to be impervious? Because it's technically not.
No, because he's not selling the vehicles there, so that requirement wouldn't come into play.
Okay.
You know, the vehicles that will be there for radiator fix up and then leave. And, you know,
Okay.
I don't know how many cars he will have there at one time, but they'll be all inspected, registered.
And they're not owned by you.
Excuse me?
They wouldn't be, yeah, they're not owned by you.
Do you
Very
plan on
seldom.
having any cars unregistered owned by you?
No, I got a shop, I got a yard truck that I plow the yard
Yeah.
with, but it's
Yeah,
not for sale.
Meets all the stuff for the AR, it meets all the setbacks. The question is, we could do a site walk on it, or not, board's decision on that.
You want to do a sidewalk, or we could rely on Glenn? You've been out there, right? Size the whole thing?
Yeah.
How's the board feel?
I mean, you look at his setbacks, like the closest neighbor, one way, I think is 1,400 feet. Their house is the next house, I believe, on the, I guess that would be the east side.
Right.
That's-
My home is on the next lot,
Okay.
lot 21. So if you go in the direction of my home, obviously you come to my home. The first next house after that would be 1,400 feet from the business. And if you go uphill, I'm 162 feet off the line, and then the house is some distance beyond that. So there is a neighbor over there. I think I drew it in on that.
So this is 1037, isn't you?
That's the next door
Okay.
neighbor.
All right.
My house would be the other direction.
What's the favor of the board?
I'm fine with Glenn. I trust his judgment on this.
And the application was nice, so you got everything in the application. So, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory.
Do we notify the abutter? Even though it's way out there, but
I did.
should consider.
He has notified the butters.
Yeah.
He's required to notify the butters.
Part of the
Yeah,
application.
but something, well, I should say we haven't received any responses.
Have you had any responses?
Pardon me?
Have there been any responses?
No negative responses.
Any positive response?
Well, I've had a lot of positive ones
I
myself.
wouldn't
I
mind
don't know what
leaving
they got.
open, for down the road, that
I think Glenn just wants to give me a permit so I'll get off his back. Do you need these?
Tammy will.
Tammy does.
I wouldn't mind just
Do you need the,
for future
Other ones?
edition, if
No.
the butter should come
Okay.
up. You might have to put up there and see if somebody should say something down the road. That's all. Not at this time, since we haven't heard from anybody, but, you know what I mean? Just for safekeeping.
You're like normal business hours, right? You're not like third shift business and stuff like that.
we don't run a third shift.
Okay.
That's not to say that I don't work a little after the closing time sometimes, but no, we don't run a third shift or second. I like to be home, well, I'll be home anyway, but I like to be out of work at a reasonable time.
So it's-
We're open 8 to 5:30 weekdays.
Okay.
We're not even open on weekends. Sometimes I go into work and work on the weekend when I'm busy, but
All that work is inside the building?
typically,
Okay.
yeah, we don't, I mean, if you bring a tractor trailer there that needs the air conditioner on the trailer done,
Yeah.
naturally I do that stuff outside. But no, it's typically indoors. This building will be big enough to get your average logging truck, dump truck, or any car that you'd want to have inside. But obviously I can't put a whole trailer in there. I only work on 1 or 2 of those a year anyway. Somebody be hauling potatoes, somebody be hauling a load of potatoes. from the county, and they come down through, and somehow that refrigerator unit will break, and they'll somehow get recommended to come see me and tune them up a little bit, send them on their way.
I guess the only thing we don't have is cut sheets on the lighting. I mean, that to me is,
He did submit that, actually.
I just saw the lights, I didn't see a cut sheet.
Well, yeah, there is no cut sheet.
I guess, I mean, my point on that is, it's like how to lie with statistics. I can make a light sheet work for, you know what I mean? It's sort of, I guess my only question is, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 outdoor lights. So it's gonna be pretty well lit at night.
Well, the outdoor lights are like those. We're talking about, it's gonna make the side of the building glow, and if you were like 10 feet from the building, it would still be lit up in the leaves, but 20 feet out, you're not gonna see any light.
Okay.
And you're not gonna see the bulbs, the recessed lighting. It's more or less just to light ambiance, kinda.
Security lighting.
Yeah, a little bit of security.
Ambiance at a radiator shop. Just saying.
Well,
So-
we have live next to it.
So-
Right.
We live there too, but I guess the idea is, so we have barns and a sugar house, and they're all kind of the country style, board and batten. This is going to be the same. It's kind of, we're gonna try to make it so that, I mean, it's gonna have 2 big garage doors on the front, so you're gonna think it's a garage, but it's not gonna be the average looking, commercial building. We'd like to try to have it blend in not only with our decor, but with the area. You know, it's kind of a country area. If you go along, you see like a bright blue steel building.
Not gonna be
Not
like your
that they're
current
ugly,
building.
but I mean, you know, it's not what the area has. So I think this will fit in good, and for instance, if we end up with a sign on the side of the building, it'd be nice to be able to see it.
Okay. Dwayne's made a suggestion that, you know, I guess it's like an open-ended thing, but in the future, if a neighbor does object, the applicant would erect a fence. But that's the only comment so far.
Are you gonna have
You
a
understand
sign
that
on the road?
we're not gonna require it now, say down the road, you know, neighbors do come up, you might have to put up a stockade fence.
Put a fence up between us.
Well,
and
not
them.
now, we're just saying like if the neighbors, after this whole thing is
Yes.
going on.
Okay, so
just as a courtesy.
the one neighbor that's next door, that where a stockade fence would apply, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
If they wanted a fence, I would put one. That area is wooded quite heavily. In the wintertime, you can look right through it. When the leaves come on, I mean, they're still gonna see us, but not like, you know.
Well, we'll leave that up in the air.
But he's the new neighbor is a lineman for CMP, and we're just overjoyed with the whole thing because the power goes out up there. Some used to stay out for a week, and I'm guaranteeing you we're gonna get a better time on that this time now. But anyway, the point is that we get along good,
Great.
and as we do with most neighbors. Not every single one, but most of them.
Are you gonna have a sign by the road?
Yeah.
Is it
You
lighted?
can see that in here.
You know, I don't know that I want it lighted. I'm gonna, when I install the underground service to the building, that underground service, the pole or where it's gonna come across is gonna be very close to where the sign would probably go. And so I'm gonna run some conduits over there in the event that we decide to light it later. But at this time, you know, a building with a dim glow, with a name on the side, I still think that fits in with the country thing. But I don't know about the light. I don't think the lighted sign fits in with what we're trying to do. And we're not like a retail shop. Like we don't need somebody to stop and buy a bag of chips every 3 minutes. We just want people to know where we are, and like when they're coming down the road, we want them to know in time to slow down and get in there.
Yeah.
And so that's the whole idea behind the sign out by the road. You don't think we need it lighted, do you? We really
And
don't.
that driveway access already exists.
The driveway does already, I'm sorry, what?
No,
So the driveway's been there since 2005. We had a state permit for it at that time. Glenn thought it might be a change in use, so he suggested that we get a hold of the state DOT again, which we did. So we reapplied to the DOT. The fella came, Mr. Fontaine came and looked at it. We told him what we were doing. He gave us that permit that you have, and we intend to do those
That's the same,
modifications.
okay.
We're gonna extend the culvert, probably gonna replace it, but anyway, it's gonna be longer than it is now. Rip wrap on the ends and the whole nice so
Okay.
it doesn't clog up.
I thought that was a whole new entrance.
No, it's the same one, we're just gonna tune it up a little bit.
This is West Road, so it's gonna require a permit from us.
No,
No, it's
State
already
aid.
there.
State road, and it's not in the,
State,
it's not in the, it's not in the water.
no, we got a certain, what's our zone here, where it doesn't, no, it's in the triangle anyhow, so it's West Road. All right, so it doesn't require anything from our DPW,
No, it does not.
okay?
All right, so it's,
Doug has looked at it, but, you know, just,
he was at the site plan review and
Yep.
was asked if he wanted to do a permit, and he said that's not how they do it on a state aid road, it goes to the state.
Okay.
And once you get the state permit, I don't wanna say overrides, but it meets and exceeds any
Right.
requirements that the town would have anyway, so they don't give an
Okay, so-
additional permit.
okay.
and Doug hasn't had any issues up there at all.
What did the fire chief say?
Fire chief was fine with the layout,
Okay.
the routing around the building.
You can get that big old fire truck anywhere he needs it.
He can.
That's right, Matt.
All right, so what's the board's thoughts on this site walk or not?
I'll take a ride by, because I have no clue where it actually is, so it's,
When you see a sugar house, you're
Well, we can't
there.
really do it like that. We all have to go out there
well,
at
I'm
the
gonna
same
tell you,
time. We can't
I'm looking on the
Right.
map, and
So
it's
I'll tell you
up
what.
the hill or down the hill?
Is this really?
Okay, so
Chair?
it's exactly 5 miles on the right-hand side from the milk room,
Pam?
just
June
before
3rd is
Cherry
open
Knoll
available
Farm.
For both sidewalk and public hearing.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So we'll do a site walk on June 3rd,
Oh, damn. I was-
and then a
I want
public hearing right
glasses.
after that. And then we go right, you'd continue right into that meeting on that, so.
I like the way you guys were going before she had to insert that.
Yeah, but it's just
very
issues,
safety, sorry.
we dot if we dot the i's and everything else, we have a public hearing on it. Hopefully the same amount of attendees show up for that one. And then you never have an issue later on.
So when is this?
Just 2 weeks from today,
Okay.
or 2.5 weeks.
So can you lay out exactly what this procedure is gonna be and when my permit will be forthcoming? Like, it's one
Get it.
thing after another here.
So we do the site walk, we'll have a public hearing, and then
Same
that
day.
same evening,
June 3rd.
June 3rd, and then later on that evening, we'll have the vote, based on site walk, public hearing, if there's any comments from the public, take those into consideration, and then the board will make a decision on June 3rd, yes or no. And at that point, you can get it, but I mean, you could get a building permit at this point, the risk is on you to build it, but I mean, right, you could technically get a building permit and start your construction right now.
Well,
You got them with you, Glenn?
But, I mean, the risk is on you at that point.
It's a couple months ago, Glenn?
yeah, no, I disagree with the chairperson.
Okay.
Okay, look, put it this way, if it gets by the board on June 3rd, when's his permit? When can he start?
What day's the third on?
It should be
It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday, by the end of the week.
Okay, so what, after that meeting, and
6
why is
o'clock?
there more days, what is the thing, and how many more things? What
As-
is exactly gonna happen?
If the board votes yes on your proposed plan on the 3rd,
Yeah,
I will have a permit issued to you by that weekend,
okay,
by the 5th.
Because once the meeting is held here,
Right.
based on the determination of the board, I
right.
have to type up a findings of fact that you will have to take to the York County Registry of Deeds also.
So 3rd for us, 4th for you, 5th for him.
But what it does is it's going to establish, if you go back to an applicant that we had earlier this winter, there wasn't a public hearing on it, even though the board thought it was sufficient. An issue came up later on, and that application basically had to be revisited the whole way through. It delayed their construction out 6 months. So this way, if we go through, we have a site walk, public hearing, and make a determination that evening.
Yeah.
If the determination is approval, everything in the Waterboro Town ordinances have been checked off. And if somebody later on in the future comes back and says, I object to that place being there, it's noxious, it's smelly, it's green, the town can always come back and say, we had a public hearing, nobody, you didn't voice your opinion, we held a site walk, it met all, the board looked at it, met the determination, we held a public meeting, and it protects both of us, protects the town and you.
So the reason why I'm pushing this hard here tonight, I know you folks, I've never met most of you before, and you're probably wondering, why is this guy? It's because it's one more thing, another thing, another thing.
How long?
I was told if nobody showed up here to complain tonight, or wrote you a letter ahead of time, that the board would vote and that would be it. Now, there would be a public hearing if a person objects.
I think
But now we're getting a public hearing even though nobody's.
I think we were looking at the town, from the town, it's like, it's a way to protect both of us.
I understand that completely, but I'm also trying to establish now that vote happens on the 3rd. I'm getting a permit on the 5th. You're not gonna come up with more.
There's nothing else after that. There's
How
no.
long is it since
I'm
you-
unaware of any of it so far, so each one is like, oh my God, what now,
Does the written report have to be filed before a building permit can be issued?
No, it doesn't.
It has to be before a use,
Yeah, but-
right?
It's, if he doesn't file it, then he doesn't get a certificate of occupancy.
Right.
So there's
So
still
that-
some mechanics there to make him comply.
But it doesn't hold up. You could pour concrete on the 7th, or start break ground on the 7th.
Very
Start
good.
pouring.
I'd like to ask,
That's what I'm looking for.
when did you start this whole process with Town Hall? When was the first time you came here with this?
I come in here in October and was told, when you're ready, bring me a set of plans. In 2 weeks, you'll have a permit. That's what I was told.
I didn't
And so
know
when I came back, I was in no big rush because I knew this wasn't going to happen until March.
Yeah, but you weren't ready to break ground in October.
Okay, so I wasn't looking to break ground in October. I was looking to break ground in March. So I wasn't in a big panic to get in here. We had a pending sale with the other building, which is
You
sold.
know, I mean, when you actually came to us, when you really wanted to get the paperwork going, what was the date of that?
January. And like maybe I'm naive in some ways. I come in because they're supposed to be open on, code enforcement's supposed to be there on Tuesday nights. But there wasn't any code enforcement there, and
Well, Mr. Wolfinger.
so I keep coming back.
He was here that night, but he was in front of the Board of Selectmen.
That was only the one time that he canceled my appointment that I actually made. That was after a bunch of times. So the point is, I've been waiting a long time.
I understand.
I'm pretty much ready to dig.
I'm a business owner too, and it's frustrating, but trust me, on the other end, you're
I
going to want the
understand your
protection.
I understand your end. I'm just trying to establish that on the 5th, and we've got that, and there's a lot of folks that saw it this time.
And we're seeing it, technically, the board is seeing this for the first time tonight. You've got a full application. I'm not, Glenn's looked at
Very
it.
good.
It's not, I think, without giving you, anything to bring your hearts up, but there's nothing in the application that's against the ordinance or, I think, I'm not seeing anything in here that goes,
I can live with that 5th that he talked about. I'm happy. Just had to hear it.
Okay. So I see here this application was done April 7th. So,
That's the application to get here. The problem is,
what day was
you
the
don't
site?
even want to hear it anymore.
All right.
I think you've heard enough
We'll
from
leave
me.
it at the 7th, but by the 7th.
The
if all
point
goes
is
smooth,
that
your
I've been
business.
trying this for a long time, and it doesn't need to be, I don't believe, this long and drawn out. I don't disagree with the steps, now that I know what they are, but I don't believe that it needs to take this long. I really don't. And we can discuss ways to improve that later. For now, you've got other things to do.
There's no other fee. I mean, you just continued on to the other day, so there's no more until you see those guys. But as far as the planning board's concerned, it's not another meeting, it's not another check or anything like that.
So on this 3rd, you're just gonna show up at my place?
It's 6 p.m.
So I can meet you there. I don't
Yeah, meet us there and just give us a rundown. We'll put it as public notice, so any butters could also, or any interested public could also be there. It's
Just take the building.
just stake the corner where the building's going to be. Just quickly drive in some stakes, just visualize that. We'll look at that, come back here, we'll hold the public hearing, hear from any public interest, and then
Wonderful.
you'd be on that evening's agenda.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Good luck, Ken.
All right, next on the list, we have Raymond Sylvestre.
How you doing?
This is for zone up-to-date primitive wilderness campground update. This is informational only. This is not an application or anything. This is strictly a Q&A period to discuss your proposal.
Right,
And this is your second time back here.
yes. It's just to let you know I didn't give up.
Okay.
I brought you some stuff from the state and what they expect,
Right.
and for you guys to go over, and you should find everything you need there, but if you got a question that I can answer. We haven't been up there yet this year, because we're busy. But
So, just real quick, you're gonna meet everything, all the guidelines by the state?
that's exactly right, I already
You're
spoke to
willing to do
the,
all that?
yep, it's not really terrible,
Okay.
just the things with the privies, and the state's actually gonna be the ones that inspect that
I
stuff.
noticed in here
I
it
have
says,
a question.
Trudy?
We have a campground ordinance. But there's nothing covered in our ordinance like you want to do. So to me, if it's not mentioned, it's not permitted.
The other way to look at it is if it's not mentioned,
Then
it's
you
allowed.
do, yeah, do whatever you want to do.
Exactly right.
But
Well, you can't do whatever
to
you wanna do,
me,
because the state has rules.
If, I don't care what the state has, we're Waterboro, and we can have our own. If you don't want to do what the campground ordinance says, I feel that we need another ordinance to cover what you want to do.
can you find these chapter
To me,
5,
right now, I don't feel that what you want to do is permitted, is allowed under our zoning. I don't know, maybe
I guess what you'd have to
somebody
do with
could
it, did you
show
read that
me where it
paperwork?
is.
Did you read the paperwork?
That's state.
Yes.
That is not this town of Waterboro.
Right, but it's, I really can't answer that. It's not,
What we're gonna do,
the word campground is the wrong
because
word.
we do have a campground ordinance.
That's
We
not,
have a campground ordinance,
Yes.
but we do not have an ordinance to me that covers what you want to do.
right.
And in my opinion, if there is nothing mentioned in our zoning, then it's not permitted.
But it's not permitted.
Well, we have a list in each zone of permitted uses and a list of conditional uses.
Yes.
And like this man here, he wants a license to recycle cars. Now, in his zone, that is not, it's not a permitted use and it's not a conditional use, so it's not permitted. So I don't see what's the difference between that and what you're asking for.
I didn't really read over your, because you don't have anything for it.
That's right.
So how are you gonna answer my
We have a
questions if you-
campground ordinance.
Right, but it's
If
not
you-
campground.
Well, to me, if it's not either a permitted use or a conditional use, then it's not allowed.
In your opinion.
Am I wrong?
I'm just looking up what Judy's saying, because if it's not in the AR, which is what
It is an AR zone.
campgrounds,
It's not a campground.
I'm just looking to see gravel pits are.
I didn't see anything, yeah.
I know it's not campground ordinance.
Yeah, it's just I can't, it's short, it doesn't, Judy's right, I mean, it doesn't list, it, in the AR, campgrounds are not permitted or conditional, I mean, a primary use or conditional use.
Yeah, campgrounds are allowed,
Where are you at?
are in a conditional use,
Yeah.
3.6.2, page 3.
But if it were a campground, it would have to follow our campground ordinance.
And what Judy says makes a little bit of sense. If it's not explicitly allowed, that means you don't have the governing ordinance to govern that specific use. So what Judy says makes a little bit of sense, and you might have to get legal input on that.
So wouldn't this, how does this not fall into a commercial campground?
Because he's saying it's not a campground.
Did you read any of the papers I brought you from the state at all?
No, it's just that we're going through the ordinance.
Yeah, but see,
I think you need to read those
we
before.
read it, that's state. We're talking about the town of Waterboro.
Right.
So, I mean, the state ordinance, it's, I mean, you go to the website, download, it doesn't specifically, it tells you what you have to do
Right.
to meet that
And
requirement.
the state, from what they told me, they will be coming down here to inspect this.
Yes,
Not
but we
the
have to
town.
give you a
We
permit
have
to
Right.
Yes.
able. And but if it's not in the ordinance,
Then,
To me,
Then-
if
see,
you
that,
want
that's,
a
who writes
commercial
the ordinances?
campground, you have to follow our campground ordinance.
right, but I'm
But
not
you
going
don't
under.
want to do that, so therefore, what you want to do is not,
No, I absolutely don't want to put a washer and dryer for every 4 sites and all kind of weird stuff. If I wanted an old orchard campground, I'd build one. You know, I work in them every day, so I know how to do it.
I'll look into it, because I saw something in there, I didn't require it. As long as everything was,
There's
yeah, it was something about.
individual private
I guess
campsites.
If it's like, 3 or 5 day use or something, I'll have to look into it again.
Glenn, do you remember campground in our ordinance, what section's in? I got private campgrounds, but I don't have,
Oh, maybe that's what's your definition? What it was. That's what it was.
Not private property, a
Not as-
club.
yeah,
You know,
like
if
you
I had a
want-
club, but I don't want to go that way either.
you own the land, you want this,
We own the land, right?
but you do, it'd be just for him. That's private.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that because I do
Doesn't it say
stuff
go
with
on
the
about
ATV
multiple
club and stuff.
spaces and quad runners and, campers?
I
It's
assume
all
you're
in it,
going
it's
to
all in it,
charge to
it's even got lot size.
Oh, yeah, of
allow
course.
people.
Yeah, but it's all,
10,000 square feet
So,
for
I
the
mean,
state.
That's not
He owns it,
private.
and they're saying, well, you can have 20 in there, as long as they're this size.
If you look under definitions, which will be, your book is probably set up a little bit different than mine. I can read you what the definition of campground is, if you like. A public or private enterprise which for a fee provides overnight camping facilities in cottages or shelters or space for tents or recreational vehicles. It also provides restroom, washroom, shower facilities, and usually provides recreational areas and activities, camping supplies, outdoor campfire, and cooking facilities. I think the one thing Mr. Sylvestre is missing is the scope of his plan. He describes it as a primitive wilderness camping, but to me, that's not a good description of what his proposal is.
What's primitive, what's it say for primitive camping?
Here,
Yeah, what are our guidelines?
A site which-
Straight out primitive.
well, it's not identified in the ordinance.
but the state identifies it a site which does not have access to water, sanitary buildings, and is located in a wilderness recreation park. And a wilderness recreation park says, a park which contains only primitive sites. So, I mean, immediately
Go ahead.
my biggest question is waste. What happens with human waste, solid waste?
Well, the state told me I could put in privies, is what they're called. I have to have a contract with a septic company. We own one.
Okay.
We own Quick Trade Services. We own a septic company. So I'm not worried about that. That's the least of my worries. We have a big truck that goes to everybody's house all the time. It does this every day, so it's not.
So then I guess,
What's that?
It's really, I mean, the problem, the question, I guess, the wilderness part of it.
I mean, I
Bless you.
didn't go, I can push it more with the state because the guy at the state's really good. He's a wicked nice guy, very helpful. So, I guess, you know, he would probably work with me to explain things a little better because that's what
Yeah,
he
but
does.
again, what Judy's saying is the state's got their guidelines, but on everything, the town has got its own.
Right.
And that goes with, pick something, you know.
And on that subject, you don't have any guidelines because you don't have anything, any such thing.
There are a lot of ordinances like that.
But I don't understand how that's any different than
Like I said,
what Ken
It's
wants.
quite a lot different because, you know, these people at a campground, like where I work, you have cable TV, you have internet, you have washers and dryers, you have swimming pools, and you got a little trailer, which looks like a trailer park basically, and I don't want anything to do with that kind of thing.
But
If you've
I'm
been up
back
there
to-
lately,
I'm
you
back
look
to
from the
even
air, and there's not
before
much woods
this.
left out there at all. Pretty much stripped right down, and we can do that, because I already got timber permits and harvesting and all that, but I don't wanna do that,
Has
and
to say about that.
rape the rest of the area up there.
He has to say,
There's hardly nothing left up there except our lot.
because he was looking at.
Lee J, you got, I'm sorry,
Recommendations?
Well, interestingly enough, I did take a look at this issue today in preparation of the meeting, although I'm not officially on board with you folks. So, but I would offer my interpretation of everything, and I think Judy is very much on the right path. Camping is allowed under the ordinance, and it is defined very specifically and indicates very specifically what a campground shall have. Realizing he has made an application to the state for a primitive campground, we don't have a definition of a primitive campground in our ordinances, which means that if this is going to continue to be pursued that way, we would need to develop a definition of a primitive campground and some standards to go with it. Otherwise, the only standards and guidance you have is your local campground definition and standards, and he would have to meet that here locally in order to do a campground.
Which is the one with the bathhouse and the.
Exactly. And if he wants to continue to pursue the primitive campground, which is what sounds like he wants to do, we would need to develop a definition of that and any standards that would help guide that process in the future.
Judy,
That's just what I was saying.
well, how do you feel about us looking into developing a primitive campground ordinance or guidelines?
At least a
Yes,
definition
Okay.
and some
You're
standards.
just saying we should have it?
I'm just saying
Okay.
that our ordinance right now does not permit this, and in order to have it permitted, we need to have
Okay.
a definition and
All right.
standards.
Correct.
May I make a suggestion? Can we get something on primitive campgrounds that we can bring to the public or in the selectmen? And move forward?
That would be
Now,
great.
this is not gonna happen overnight.
No, I have
But-
a lot of time.
Because you brought up something that we.
Like I said, I haven't even had a chance to go up
This
there
will
yet
be new
this
to the
year.
town, so we're gonna have to put it together and go through
Right.
all the right
And
channels.
really, I'd like you to bring it to the public because there's a lot of support behind this of every people that I talk to. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of people are for it, you know?
Oh, I'm sure.
And that would be great. And then, I guess, if you don't have anything, we need to make something.
Yeah, well, I think that's the general idea, is just Judy was pointing out that we don't, and she's not opposed to, I don't think any of us are opposed to looking into it, but we have to get something in place, because what happens if somebody comes after you? So, you brought up a very good point, so, I see Glenn,
Yeah, you're missing some information here to make a.
Well, I didn't actually fill that, I only brought that for you to look, see what the application looks like.
Yep.
The definitions the state had.
and then-
Question though, if the state owned a bunch of property in Waterboro and they said, we're gonna open a state park and have camping, well, what are you guys gonna tell them? You can't do that? Really?
should we say no?
Can you even tell them no?
You would have the right to review the plan, but the state pretty much has oversight and guidance and can do as they
That's what I
choose.
thought. They would win. We probably got more money to fight, too. I don't have any money to fight with you guys, so if we can work
I
something
think
out
that
and,
it's a good start that you're willing to meet all the guidelines by the state, because, I mean, these guys they've been doing this a long time. Give us some time, keep in touch with these two gentlemen.
Well, I need time anyway, we're still.
And
like I
they'll
said,
bring
we're-
back recommendations, I guess.
Well, at some point, you're gonna have to describe a little bit more of what you wanna do up there.
Right.
You know,
And the
What-
state's guidelines, everything will be natural. I mean, the site's gotta be 10,000 square feet, which is huge,
Yeah.
it's 100 by 100.
and this map is not gonna suffice, you'll need something better than this to
Yeah,
submit to
that's-
the planning board.
Right.
Okay.
I actually brought in something quite a bit bigger before, but it was wrong.
Do you have a deed
because
for that?
I had to,
Do you have a deed for that?
yes,
We'll need a copy of that.
yeah. I had to change some stuff because this is all learning to me too. I don't, I thought we could just put in some sites and
20
put some people
years
over.
ago, you could
They can take their four-wheelers down, hit the trail, join the club,
Waterboro's a fast-growing
Right.
community, so we've had to really tighten ship on a lot of things.
Right.
And this,
But you have nothing like this,
No.
right? People, and
and we're not opposed to it.
you have big campgrounds where, like I went to a campground last year for the 4th of July weekend. It cost me $300. You know what I mean? So,
Are you trying to recuperate your money?
no. But I'm just saying, the charges are nothing like that. We don't offer any, maybe a petting zoo or a horseshoe pit or something like that, but there's not even lights.
Okay.
I mean, section 703 is our ordinance, which requires campgrounds. It actually defines campground developments. I guess I disagree with a couple things that have been said. I think that your application would fall under this campground requirements. I look at it, it says every campground providing temporary space, for recreational vehicles, must have access to public roads. The word campground, whether you have a recreational vehicle or not, that doesn't say you have to have an RV to be a campground.
That's why we don't use that word campground.
But it is, that's what this would fall under. I don't
Right.
see it falling under anything else. So I think section 703, literally, I guess I have a hard time saying, section 703 defines campgrounds. So it defines waste, clean, who's going to handle the
And
waste.
your definitions are different because the state in some of they got several different ones.
Yeah, I guess I'm looking at it, the
They
point
don't
going,
they don't even define some.
I guess I'm looking at it from the point of the town. To have a facility that somebody just goes out in the woods and they can do what they want in it is basically just wild, wild west. This section 703 requires sanitary, waste disposal, access to the site to get, for emergency access.
Yes.
So I think
Well, I'm all set
section
with those
703 is a lot closer than you think it is.
Right. I'm all set with those type of things because we plan on putting privies
So this
in
is
that
different
stuff.
than the one with the washrooms.
This goes into, this is saying that, I don't see waste, it just talks about waste disposal.
Well, that's fine, because we get a CEO and make sure, we can always set up inspections in spring and fall. Make
I think
sure
this
everything's
part, I
okay.
think section 703 does cover you more than you think. That's
All
my
right.
opinion on it.
Let's send this around in a circle. All right, we can work on this, right?
Yep.
Cool. That's where we stand.
You make something and then you tell me.
Exactly. We're gonna
Like I said,
work
this,
this out.
Mr. Marshall from the state, if you wanna,
We'll give recommendations.
Yeah, see, the
because-
state to me doesn't really, that's an after that. That's, we've got to give you permission to use that for what you want, and then you go to the state. It's not vice versa.
well, last time I was here though, they said, go to the state and come back.
Yeah, it's
is
because we
what
were
I was
talking,
told.
we didn't, the whole wilderness thing that was a whole
Right.
curveball you
So
threw at
I
us.
had to do lots of
Yeah, it
research
was.
this winter and, and
We knew you
I
would.
did go to the state and come back. And that's why I asked that question. If the state owns a bunch of property in Waterboro and they want to open this, what are you going to say? What are you going to tell them?
They tell them no.
Really?
Doesn't meet our ordinance.
That'd be interesting.
No, that is messing
Now, I would be
up.
very interested to see that happen. And what's the difference if the state owns the property or I own the property? What's the
Because the
difference?
state can't do what they want.
Yeah.
They can put a toll on a road if they want. You can't.
They're the big bad wolf.
That's a double, that's not even right.
You're right, but it's
It is what it is.
same thing if the federal government came in here and decided they were going to put a military base there.
Well,
We
I know,
have no
like, the state
jurisdiction. We
can
can't
gamble,
tell
we
them.
can. I know that. I understand that. But whatever. I mean, it's just an example.
Well, we can't say this. We'll work on it.
Yeah.
We're not opposed to it. We just gotta straighten out our end.
Right. And I have a lot to do between now and then. And even when I'm done, whatever. If I have to go private with a private club, that's it. It's nobody's business, but it's a private club. You can't come here.
Like I
You know?
said, these two gentlemen are really sharp at this, so just stay in touch and they'll bring up to speed, because they'll keep up with us, so.
I don't think it's a bad thing for the town, but that's, like I said, we can rape it like the rest of the woods around here, and it'd be, after a while, there'd be nothing left. I don't know if you've been around lately, but man, there's not many trees left standing. And what do you do with that land after? It's just
Wait 30
It's
years
a
for the
barren
trees to grow
waste.
back.
30 years for it to grow back
Yeah.
up.
Seen an aerial map around here lately? Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Right, I think we can look at 703, and there's definitely parts of that apply to the word campground. There's other parts that specifically are for RVs, which wouldn't apply.
and I kind of like it if we get public opinion anyway, because the people are the one that vote, right? So,
When it's all
Their
said and
opinion's
done, let's
important.
face it, when it's all said and done, we can install our own checks and balances anyhow through
Right.
code enforcement, so whatever we end up doing, it's not like it's gonna be up there unchecked.
Lee, do you have any questions, concerns? Not
Where is
objective?
this at?
it's on the Bennett
Past
Hill
the
Road.
transfer station,
Yeah.
right? Bennett Hill
Oh,
Road.
up through that dirt road up there.
Yeah.
Are you on the left or the
I was
right?
told it was an abandoned road.
I'm almost
How can it be
positive.
abandoned road when you?
It's
dump a bunch
abandoned
of-
after the town, after the dump. It's abandoned.
You grade it 3 times a year.
Oh, that's a whole different.
Yeah,
And
it
you
does come
pruned
out
all
the
the
other
trees
end,
on
yeah.
both sides, and how can that be abandoned?
I'm almost positive.
Wanna
that
come and
road was
fix my
abandoned.
driveway?
They've been working on it lately, so.
I
Yeah.
totally went up graded because the last time I went up through, it was terrible. I
Yeah,
thought
it's
my wheel was
been
gonna
graded.
fall off, and I see the grader coming out like 3 days later.
Yeah. Oh, it's nice. A lot of people use it to go from
I
Arrowhead
used
to
to.
Hannaford. You know what I mean? It's a handy road for sure. It's a big shortcut around here.
All right, thank you.
This is for you. Your copy that you wanted, the occupancy copy, and
Oh,
The other thing?
this brings us to.
the copy is on the back of that.
Okay,
No.
okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
Have a good evening.
Why don't we do Ken out?
Yeah.
Let's just do Ken out.
All right, Ken, I'm going to jump you ahead of the minutes. And you're next on the agenda. So, Ken Horne, D&D Auto Sales and Service, conditional use for auto sales. The application needs to be amended because it does address the salvage and recycling. But, because there's still parts of it that talks about, we'll start as soon as... I'm sorry. It says we'll start as soon as recycling license is issued. So we need to just have the application updated.
Okay,
For
you
this?
want a new application saying it doesn't have recycling, is that what you're saying?
Right.
Yes.
Leave recycling out of it.
Okay.
The other thing I think we need too is a site plan. We don't have a
Well, that's-
site plan.
When you say site plan, where the cars are gonna be?
Yeah, right now the one we've got for your, I don't know if this is part of your state, but basically it just shows, the whole distance across to May Street, all the way down to the ground. It's the whole plot, but you're only going to have a lease on 2 acres of that, correct?
Right.
So we just need to see that, where cars will be going on that.
Kind of nailing it down to the fact that it has to be on tar, so.
You gotta bring us something on paper, even if it's hand-drawn with a ruler, which part of this property you're actually
Just
leasing.
before I leave, one thing is, there's no getting around, if I got permission to park them on the right-hand side going down the driveway from the abutter. If the abutter had no problem, would I be able to park on the right? Right now, basically, the only thing that's left is then the left, and it's back.
Our ordinance is 20 feet from the sideline regardless of the lot size in that district.
20
So-
feet would kind of get it in the driveway a little bit. We could still get out around them, I suppose.
I tried looking on quick right before we came here what the state requirement was, and I couldn't find the state requirement. But that is part of the
state?
The state had on that.
I've never had an issue with that. I've had dealerships before.
I'll find that.
Okay, because we got 5,000 square feet. You definitely have the 50 by 100.
That is the display area.
Yeah.
That is not counting the cars that we got to get ready. Okay, I think I I really gotta work with him, and you are okay with it? Is that what it's, so is Glenn is happy,
Stick with
he'll
Glenn.
sign the paper?
You make Glenn happy,
Glenn's
and
happy,
you'll be in
we're
good shape.
happy.
You're right.
I guess, I mean, the only question that we come back to, and I don't, and this is a question that's not so much for you as it is for the town, as what is, we're going to set a number on vehicles that can be up for sale or I guess not in service, but up for sale.
And for repair.
And I don't know about repair, but
Well, yeah, because
I have two things
We don't
going on.
get-
I have the cars for sale.
yeah.
I have to get those cars ready. I have to be able to I can't put them with those other cars.
Right.
They gotta be set aside to get ready to be sold. And then the other thing is, you might pull in with your vehicle and want me to work on it. So
Right, you have like you have a repair business and you have an auto sales business.
Right.
So I guess we've always said this business is allowed to have X number of vehicles on display at a time.
Okay.
Correct?
Correct.
I can't find nothing in our ordinance that says what that X number is.
right, but we, as standard procedure, we've already done several, and we've given 10 several times out. So I think that's a fair number. I mean, if we've done it for other people.
I guess my question is what's your number? What are you thinking?
For the display ones,
For the display ones, not the service.
if 10 is the norm, that would be fine. I'm not rich, and I'm not gonna have a great big business.
Well,
But 10 would be sufficient.
we've run into the problem before where we have to, even like the service, we're gonna have to call a number on how many you can have, because we've had a situation where it got blown out of proportion and we're still dealing with it. You know, we got,
I mean, the lot looks great compared to what I was looking at earlier
I
in
give you
time.
credit, you've done a
Yeah,
lot
you've
of
done a
work.
nice job.
and it says a
But we
lot
don't
for
want
it.
it to go back the way it was,
Okay.
you know?
Assuming
How many?
we're basically in agreement that Glenn is kind of,
Yep.
you're all set, and it's up to Glenn.
There's your focus.
Glenn's happy, we'll be all happy.
Yeah, it's you make Glenn smile and you're in good shape.
Okay.
Look, can I ask a general question? How many cars do you think you'll need out by your repair shop? Not, say you have, 7 of your own and maybe 3 that people are driving and repairing. Would 10 be enough?
We've never done it because it's
Okay.
totally variable. You know, it's
This week he might have 10 cars there.
in next week. Yeah,
Next week he got 2.
Well,
Yeah.
again, you see, I think.
but they're not owned by you. As long as the repair, I think if we treat the repair part separate from the sales part.
Well, he's talking about having cars there of his own, though, too, that he's going to fix up to sell.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
that's
We
the
can
problem
stick
we
with
have
that
now.
number, that's
Okay,
can be a
how-
variable, a set number, but when
You
it
can
comes
live
to
with that.
reparables, I mean.
No, all right, so let me rephrase that.
Okay.
Cars owned by you that you're going to fix.
Okay.
What kind of number would you like?
Well, let's say I could have 10 in the display area to sell. Is 10 too much to ask to have 20 cars altogether that I will personally own to sell?
We'll work with those numbers and we'll see what we come up with.
That's messy.
That's
All right,
a lot
because
in
what do
the
you-
yard.
Yeah.
All right.
Having
That's a lot in the
How many is it?
yard.
Okay.
10 for sale, or 15 for sale, or 20 for sale, that's fine. You know, if he decides he can sell 30 a month, he comes back to the planning board to amend that business use. His business of auto repair, granted, that the amount of cars he has for auto repair is variable. He could have 6 in the lot. As long as that car is registered, inspected, and owned by somebody else, the planning board doesn't need to restrict that amount.
We're talking about cars that he owns that are not inspected, that he's going to put.
He can
he's gotta
have
fix.
2, period.
Oh, is that what
State
it-
standards.
10, yes.
Okay.
After
There you
2,
go.
he needs a recycling license, and that's not permitted in that
Okay.
zone.
Okay, what is it gonna take to get a recycling license? I don't wanna
It's not zoned,
recycle it
it's
to
not-
the public,
You'd have to
You
get
have
it
to move.
rezoned.
huh?
You'd have to get the town to rezone that location.
Okay, so that takes what? An application before,
Have to
so
fill
the
out.
town meeting?
Yeah.
And it would actually, I would
Because
come.
the thing is, I have a building there beyond me that we could hide these vehicles. If you don't wanna see them, I'll make sure they never get
It's not.
seen.
It's
It's not.
it's more like it gets down to like at that point, they potentially can become just eyesores. You know,
I don't-
it's not. I'm just saying, that's why.
One phase of it, I think it all could be worked out. The number that he's talking is 2. I've been in this business before and really would like to be able to buy a car at a crash out. I just gave you the scenario that if I bought it off the side of the road, nobody would have a big deal about it. But because it's been in an accident involving insurance, the state now makes this a different type of vehicle than the one on the side of the road. If they got a limit of 2, you usually buy a his and a hers to make 1. I'll get rid of all the parts. They're not going to lay out. You don't want them outdoors, period. As long as they're in a building, I don't see what the problem would be. There's a ton of building over there that could be rented, and I could put that car until I get that built. The rest of it will never see the outdoors. But this is something for another day, because I just want to get past one stop sign and go from there.
You want to get past one stop sign?
Well, the bottom line is the state has it in their paper, and the way it works, the first time I get that license, I got to pay an extra fee. The second time, the renewal, I pay the main fee, and that second one comes along with it. It's about money. And the state, I don't know why, because the nasty word is salvage and all that. That's what you're worried about, a junkyard. I don't want it. I'm not asking for that. I just want to be able to buy a car and fix it up and put it out for sale. I actually want to buy one for myself, but I need a license. I don't see how, if it allows used cars or sale of cars, how that is different than that. That car is still a car. We're not talking about glass, metal, da-da-da-da-da. If I make an agreement and you get a complaint or you see it, I can think that car disappears so that you don't see it in the general public.
I think we're talking about semantics at this point, because the state definition of recycling salvage, I understand what you're saying, but the state definition of a recyclable salvager is exactly what you're saying. So it's, if you look at the state regulation, which is out there, I guess I see what you're saying. It's
if you can override it to some degree, and you can stipulate, I can only have that out of sight. If it's in a building, it's not even
our jurisdiction. It's right.
You can't change the state statute.
Well,
but it's not even ours to. We don't even have input to it, right?
Let's drop it for now, and we'll argue it another day.
All right.
But I think.
So you're requiring the applicant at this time to do what? Submit a new
plot
application?
plan?
An amended application?
An amended application that doesn't have recycling salvaging in it, and also a plot plan of the actual, what the lease will be, what your proposal is going to be, so that we have something
You
on
want a
paper
plot plan
saying.
of the display area. The state requires 5,000 square feet. Correct. So we put that on a piece of paper where that is. But Glenn's going to have to come down here, and we're going to have to agree together where that's going to be.
I think the big thing we're looking at is what are you leasing? What is your lease? Define where the lease is.
I can go back and get it so I lease 6 acres. If that will make you happy. The thought is, we got the garage where it is, which is quite a distance off the main road, and there's where most people want to put something to sell is out where people can see it. If I keep them all in the background, I might as well hide them and not do it. It's stupid. If I can't display them somewhere where they can be seen.
I think we're in vehement agreement. I think what we're looking at is we just need to know. A neighbor comes and goes, he's expanded all the way down the road. We can go back to our paperwork and say,
work with Glenn and get this, but the two of us can sit down and say, okay, we'll jot it out. That's where it is. And
we've held the public hearing. There's nobody from the public that's come in. We just need to be able to define what your business is.
Okay,
so
all I'm asking is that so that we don't have to go through a bunch of crap. As long as he's happy, we'll be happy.
Yep.
At this point, those are the things that is there anybody else?
No, you just work with what you can get. And
Yeah,
that's-
I mean,
would be
I
the
think it's
suggestion of the
flexible,
board.
but the key thing is we gotta stay on pavement, correct?
Right.
Yeah,
Your sales area's gotta stay on pavement, correct.
Okay, until future.
Until you
we
get
can
new
discuss
pavement.
that.
Well, yeah, once the planning board approves this site plan with your sales area on it, any alteration from that means you have to come back to the planning board.
It just becomes, yeah, just we modify the
Okay, I'm
condition.
getting confused at this point.
So now, if you start selling a lot of cars and you need more parking space 5 years down the road,
Yeah, but right now, you and I are gonna sit down and
Correct.
get this hashed out,
yeah,
and we don't need to go through this again, I hope.
well, you'll be back to the planning
Come
board,
back
yes.
here.
Yeah,
It's actually a permitted use, so he wouldn't, it's not a conditional use, so he would, for that thing, as long as he doesn't change use of the facility, as long as he maintains the requirements, he wouldn't have to come back to us.
Well, you've asked him to amend his application.
But the application.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm saying,
Going to the state.
after it's
After
going.
the fact.
yeah, if he changes location, if he moves his service area, I mean his sales area on the lot,
Yep.
it's a permitted use, so he wouldn't, as long as he maintains 5,000 square feet of impervious surface, he wouldn't need to come to us because it's a permitted use. And it's in continuous use.
You know, I just wouldn't recommend that for this type of sales area. Only because he's renting the space, you know, if this was his parcel,
Yeah,
deeded
'cause
to
he
him,
doesn't
that might
own
be
the
different, but he's renting this space. So he's got a landlord involved. You're permitting him a use. And if he amends that use, in my opinion, he would have to come back here to do that. So he, you know, in 5 years, if he needs more impervious space, he's gonna hot top some space, and he's gotten a permit from the planning board, in my opinion, he would have to come back to amend that business use.
To amend it, right?
Amend it.
If we change the area.
If you
Right.
change
As
the
long as
area.
we agree on this area,
Yeah.
they're happy, I think.
Okay.
We'll just stick to Plan A for now. And
Yeah, you know,
See how far we get.
it might be incidental, but I think it keeps the paperwork clean. It keeps the paperwork in the parcel folder. You've done your due diligence, and he goes on.
Okay. I mean, it should just be where it's a permitted use, so it should just be a
It's
paperwork.
formality. It's formality, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there you go, Mr. Horne.
So I think we're going down a road.
All right.
Yeah, we're all on the same road.
Who's this gentleman sitting in the back?
I'll
Do you-
get back with you maybe tomorrow.
Won't be this week. I'll have to get
It's
this.
not a
No,
week public
it won't be,
Let's ask him what he's doing.
Did you know that when I send that paper,
I'm gonna
I
do it
take
again.
another,
yeah,
Fine.
quite a distance.
yeah, I hear you.
We're there.
We're back to minutes anyhow, right? Report officers, we have none.
Okay. Minutes. May 6th is an amended one that came out.
Yep.
Sir, are you here for?
No.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, May 6th, there's an amended one, because Katie had picked up some issues. I was not at this,
Yeah, you were at the end of it.
at the end.
You didn't get to.
Oh, that's right. Came in just in time to adjourn.
I came in, yeah. Like I said, I traveled through 2 states to get here for this. Are you guys okay? Katie, you okay with the changes that were done? Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Sure.
Motion to approve, a second?
I second.
I have a motion, a second. Is there any discussions?
I'm all good with it, too.
All right, motion, discussion, no discussion. Motion, a second, no discussions. All those in favor? 4-0-1. Okay, that takes care of that. Ken Horne. Okay. Communication. Do you guys from code planning?
I think the planning board's got to nail down a permanent chairperson here sooner than later.
We're taking care of that this
I
evening.
think you need to move that to the top of the pile. There's seems to be a lot of ifs and whens of who's gonna be staying and who's not.
I don't think, yeah, I
Let's
don't,
do it.
I mean, can we make that vote tonight without having to be on the agenda?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, we're good.
I mean, I thought was originally the board was in transition,
Yeah.
and while we wait while it's transition, but it seems like this is our stable level for right now, so.
Okay.
I think the board
Until June,
could
right?
always be in transition.
Yeah, we were in pretty good transition for a while.
Mr. Chair, 1 July, you'll have to renominate, just so you know.
Okay,
1
because of
July
that's the
starts the
terms.
fiscal year.
Okay. So let's do, we can vote tonight, and then after 1 July, we'll re-vote for officers again.
And before you need to talk about, oh man, it just left me. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
All right, should I do this?
Sure.
I'll make a motion, Katie Mann be chair of the planning board.
I'm cool with that. Katie,
Yes.
you're okay?
Yes.
All right.
Got it?
Yeah, I'm all good with that.
Motion's,
We need a second.
Yep.
motion is second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All right, Katie.
There you go.
Okay, let's nominate a vice chair.
We have one, Kurt.
Who?
Kurt is.
Yeah, I've never left.
Okay.
And you're willing to hold that position?
Yeah, I mean, my schedule is,
Let me ask you this, would it be best, should we move it to Lee?
I don't,
Because, in case you know, it's get tough.
My schedule's not as bad as his, but, you know. Hey, you know,
Judy?
some weeks I'm working.
you don't want it, you don't want it, do you?
No.
And you're,
We're good. It's yours.
I don't mind staying.
Okay. All right.
So,
That's it.
I didn't hear
It's him
that,
and-
sorry. Is someone nominated for chair? Or vice chair?
Yeah, no, it's gonna stay with.
Stay
you.
as is.
He already is, so.
One more, secretary.
Frank was the last secretary.
Frank, can you,
Oh.
I mean, you're around town, because that's signing stuff.
You don't even have to do that anymore, do you?
Yeah, I still need a signature from
Yeah.
the chair and the vice, and the chair and the secretary
Oh.
on all those minutes.
I nominate Lee for secretary of the planning board.
It's saying, I guess my question is, you're,
He's there. He's around.
okay?
Well,
Okay.
the vice chair can be a secretary. That's the only position that can hold.
I just found out for the first time that Route 202 is being worked on. That's how often I get into this town.
Okay. I don't know what it was. We need to update the bylaws, and I'll pull Katie with that.
Okay.
These are
So,
pretty updated.
where do we stand with our secretary?
You need a second.
We need a second.
I second it.
Okay.
I mean, Lee, are you in favor of it? It's,
Not
huh?
Basically, it's just we need someone to sign off on
All right,
paper.
all right.
That's
That's
all.
all you have to
That's
do
really
is
what it
go
comes
and
down
sign
to,
your
right?
name.
Sign off, well, then I'll keep
Yeah.
notes, because you can't read my handwriting.
No, it's not. No, it's just, it's literally just
All
an
right,
official signature.
Correct.
all right.
All right, all those in favor?
Yeah,
So be it.
Did you get all that, Dave?
Yeah, I got it.
Blah, blah, laugh,
There'll be a
laugh.
test on this guy.
We're still under communications.
Yes.
Well, we asked Mr. Gary Lamb if he, anything you'd like to say, Gary?
No, I came here to listen, just say that there's new budgets and the latest warrants here to pick up. You can pick them up on your way out for a town meeting June 13th, and it'd be great if everybody could come.
Great. Thank you.
What's June 9th?
The election for selectmen.
Oh, that's not the same night?
I'm sorry, town meeting the 13th, pardon me.
Okay.
Saturday the 13th.
Why don't we do those all together?
Something on the
That's the
sixth.
stupidest system.
I'm not gonna argue with it.
So the new chair will be effective when?
Next meeting?
Unless you want it right now.
No.
Okay.
All right. This brings us to.
We have planning boards, July 1st and 15th. Are we looking on schedule on those?
Well, the reason I put it in is because the 1st of July is a Wednesday, Saturday is the 4th. Because it's Saturday, most people will have that first week right there as their vacation week.
What's a vacation?
Yeah,
Well, I realize that, but last year you did not have a meeting on the first Wednesday in July because of the same reason, but it fell on the
Yeah.
second week. So that's why I'm asking, so we can publish it and get it out there so people don't expect us to have a meeting if you opt not to have it.
I'm gonna be around.
Everybody's around.
Would you say the first?
Yeah, on for July 1st.
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we looking for our June 3rd meeting? Besides what we just added into it, but I mean,
You've got, the only other thing sitting out there is an amendment to a subdivision plan, one lot, one parcel.
okay,
And
Any-
that and Tony Wolfinger's site,
just that.
sidewalk and public hearing.
Okay,
Well, as of this moment in time.
that's what we've got on the, but our window's closing on that anyways.
Yeah.
I think the planning board made a right decision with Mr. Wolfinger in doing a site walk.
Okay.
I think that was the right direction to go.
Just keeps
I
it
was
all.
impressed.
What you all do?
I mean, all the crap I saw
No,
there
I
for the last
can't
couple
say
of years.
what you
No.
do.
Wow, he did a lot.
Oh, you're talking Horne or, no, you thought you said Wolfinger.
Yeah.
That's done with the
Oh.
radiator shop.
But you're right, Ken did a good
Yeah, he
job.
did a good job. I was like really
He's been
impressed.
working really hard over there.
All right, motion to adjourn?
Second? Or motion?
I'll second it. All those in favor? So be it.